The question in this pop quiz were related to the topic moles. This was a structure pop quiz 7, the last week structure pop quiz 7. So in this question, the first one in a titration 25 cm cube of 0.08 mole per dm cube of potassium hydroxide. So this is the concentration and this is a volume, is neutralized by 20 cm cube of a dilute sulfuric acid. Calculate the concentration of a sulfuric acid in grams per decimeter cube. First, we need the number of moles of KOH. If I need the number of moles of potassium hydroxide or KOH, we have the concentration and we have the volume. So if we need the moles, the formula for the moles is concentrations times the volume. The concentration is how much? The concentration is 0.08. And what about the volume? The volume is 25 cm cube. But it is in cm cube. We have to convert into dm cube. So if we want to convert the volume from cm cube to dm cube, what we do? We divide by 1000. So we'll divide this by 1000. So that will convert the concentration. That will convert the volume from centimeter cube to decimeter cube. So what's the answer?
Sir, the answer is 0.002.
So the answer is 0.002. These are the moles of KOH. The next is determine the number of moles of sulfuric acid which we have. So for a moles question, when we solve the first part by formula, the second part we will use a ratio. The second part we will use a ratio. So what ratio we'll take? We'll take a ratio between a potassium hydroxide and the sulfuric acid.
Sir, for the first one, can we say 2 multiplied by 10 power minus 3?
So yes, Ayan, what you said?
For the first one, can we say 2 multiplied by 10 power minus 3?
Yes, you can also write like that.
Okay.
Because 0.002, you can also write 2 into 10 power negative 3. Usually with the moles question, we represent in decimals rather than in exponent. But it's not wrong. It's the same number. So we'll take a ratio between potassium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. According to a question, the potassium hydroxide and the sulfuric acid, what is the ratio between them? If we have 2 moles of potassium hydroxide, 1 mole of sulfuric acid. So in the question, how many moles of potassium hydroxide? We have 0.002. So how many moles of sulfuric acid will be there? X. We cross multiply. So this will be 0.002 divided by 2. So we got 0.001. These are the moles of sulfuric acid. So first part we solve by formula, the second by ratio. The third, we will again use a formula to get. So what is the formula for concentration? We have the formula moles equal concentration times the volume. So if I need the concentration will be moles divided by volume. How many moles of sulfuric acid are there? 0.001. And what about the volume of sulfuric acid in the question? It is 20 cm cube. But that is in cm cube. You have to convert into decimeter cube. So 20 divided by 1000, that is 0.02. This will be in dm cube. So when we divide 0.001 divided by 0.02, so we got the concentration as 0.05 moles per decimeter cube. Then we convert the concentration for mole per dm cube to grams per dm cube. So how to convert the moles per dm cube to gram per dm cube? We multiply by the molar mass or the molecular mass. And for the molecular mass, you will use a periodic table. For a sulfuric acid, hydrogen is 1 multiplied by 2, sulfur is 32, and oxygen is 16 times 4. So it will be 16 times 4, 64, plus 32, plus 2. So it will be equals to 98. So the molar mass is 98. So this 0.05.
I think 4.9, right?
Multiplied by 98. So we got 4.9 grams per decimeter cube. So this was a pop quiz which was related to the moles topic.